Hello and welcome. It's been a whole week, motherfuckers. Welcome to Gold Hog Gaming. This is the Game Master Podcast. So far with me today, as we have just been talking about, is Gravity. How you doing, Gravity? Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hey everybody, it's Gravity Shock, Reagan's favorite torture thing, and additionally the GM of the Pathfinder game, which sadly we didn't do this month.
Yes, yes. I am Aaron Sigil, or as everybody in the party is beginning to understand, Kragan. I am the DM for Everybody Loves one of the two DMs for Everybody Loves Kragan, and also a player in every other tabletop game currently going on this channel. Literally.
He's controlling, yep, he's controlling two in my game, which has been interesting.
Yes. So yeah, we are literally gonna be struggling along just the two of us for a minute, as our wonderful group of
Oh, there's,
GMs apparently were the two who
oh,
remembered about this.
yeah, everyone's running a little late, folks. Sorry about that, but you got us here.
Yep, and yeah. So I guess we can go ahead. I guess for the time being, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about a little bit about Matthew for a minute, and everybody loves Craig. And like, how are you doing over there, buddy?
Well, the real me is doing fine. Matthew is flooded with amount of rage towards what you did to his only non-party member friend.
Now, I didn't do it. My evil alter ego twins did it.
One of them did. He just knows one of them put the dagger in her, which means
Yes.
I can't resurrect her at all.
Yep.
What?
Yes, her soul was taken by Kragan and Nagark themselves. So no resurrection for her.
Yep, which just means more fuel on the murder fire, which is just getting a lot, pretty hot recently.
Right though. Like
There's-
let's do a quick recap since it's just the two of us here. We'll rewind a bit and we'll just I guess recap. I'll go ahead and recap. This all started with these guys being contracted to go and just kill this one dude who is threatening an entire island of unicorns. Does anyone remember what actually happened to that island? By the way,
Didn't we drop a meteor on it by accident because of
nope.
random
Calamity.
transportation? Oh, okay, yeah, the calamity is what happened. I forgot about the calamity. I remember the meteor because that dude they killed everyone else but me, which was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yes, sir. And then let's see. Then they finally arrived. Oh, let's see. We had
We had the
welcome
encounter
corn
with the White
dog.
Room. Hey, Corn Dog. After that, we had our first encounter with the White Room.
Yep, y'all had y'all's first
Which
encounter
was
with Kragan and Nagark, in which y'all basically, well, actually no, rewind a little bit. Y'all met them, and then the actual first session happened, and right from the get go, I fucked y'all's heads up hard.
yep.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful carnage. Killing your own players and shoving them in the bodies of their characters and forcing them to live out the rest of their days. I want to point out this whole campaign started because I was inspired by Guardians of the Flame.
I'm trying to. Hmm.
It's a very obscure, very cult fantasy series that is basically the same premise. A bunch of college students sit down and play tabletop games uh, every week, and one week they all show up for a game. Their professor informs them they're starting a new campaign, and then transports them into their characters inside of the game. And then the professor explains to the students via a letter that, yeah, he's been able to see this world. It's a real world, it's not just a game. And he's been preparing to translate himself into this world.
And
But
uses them as test subjects for it.
no, he actually sends them basically to pull him through.
Ah,
He can't do it
I
from his
wonder how.
side.
Hmm, I wonder how that goes for them.
Let me put it like
Then,
this. I do not recommend this book series to most people because it is at a certain point extremely graphic.
ah, okay.
But apart from that, I want to say it's it's literally the one scene. It's an amazing series, and I would totally recommend it to anybody as long as you remove that one
All
scene.
right. So just one thing makes it completely screwed up.
Not screwed up because it has the problem is the actual event itself has very long-reaching effects.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't want to spoil anything too much for anyone who is intending to go and read it, but it is honestly one of my favorite series. But it was also, but like I said, it's also the inspiration behind the core of this game, which was players being trapped in their characters. I isekai this whole goddamn game from jump.
Yep. And then more madness initially came as the campaign went further. Because let's think about what happened after that first White Room encounter, and what's getting into the actual world.
Y'all died, y'all died, y'all died, y'all died, y'all died, y'all died,
There's a repetitive
die.
murder in the White Room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because that's not getting the lesson.
yep. And to a certain point, I want to make this clear. This party still hasn't learned that lesson.
Look, some of us have, some of us haven't. Looks at certain player.
Hey, he's getting better. You leave him alone.
Mm-hmm. I
But
mean,
after arriving on Taldarkin, they soon found themselves at the They found themselves at the School of Magic, at the College of Magic, and there it is there that they learned of more things going on in the world than they truly understood. They came into contact with the God of the Void, or more appropriately, the entity that has succeeded control of the void.
for now, because who knows what could happen in between parts A and B of things.
Um, and for the longest time, this party truly did not trust Darkheart. The irony being is Darkheart was probably the only person on their side from the very beginning.
I've said this before, and I've said this again. I'll say this again. Matthew had a reason at the beginning of this campaign not to trust any gods.
Oh, every one of you did. Like I will say I did my job as the DM in instilling the proper level of fear and respect for deities immediately. Like y'all, like I said, you can't understand the rationales and the mentality of beings of power who exist on such a higher level of existence from mortals. What we see as good and evil wouldn't be perceived as good and evil by them. Their actual moral standing being far more outspread than would ordinarily be seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the irony here is that apart from the twins, most gods in D&D are straightforward about how they operate. The
Hmm.
twins are the only ones because they are corruption and judgment. They are quite literally power
Opposites of
and
that.
power corrupted.
Yeah, and they've kind of shown that from what we've seen
Yeah.
in a lot of places. I'm still wondering about that fucking skeleton that I missed out on.
Yeah, I'll
But
miss.
I'll get into. No, that was no. Remember, that was the session I was out of
Look,
because of sickness.
the episode's name is You Guys Missed a Lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
let's let's see.
to get into the actual timeline, they had the Christmas episode after that, after actually getting to the school.
Yep.
Apparently, we destroyed another reality, which began things beyond our imagination once more. Uh,
And it was at that point the
after,
DMs realized they needed to change some shit. And we've
yeah,
been trying to course correct this game ever since. Um, I ain't gonna lie about it. Mistakes were made at the beginning of this game. 3.5 and 5th edition, not as compatible as
do
first
not work.
believed.
Yeah, they do not work.
But
And I'm
things were learned. And as things have been learned, things have moved more towards the norm of how 5th edition works. Is
kind
Aaron
of.
happy of that about that? No. I feel like 5th edition is extremely simplified and easy mode. I feel like if you're going to play D&D, you should have to do like everyone else has for the past 30 years and learn how to do some goddamn math.
In all honesty, you're not wrong. Wrong. Like I'll admit, even Pathfinder has easy math, but that's more on how you build your character.
But Pathfinder's math is still closer to the old school math. Like, I can still, if I really wanted to, I could still suss out a fucking 30 when I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
But 5th edition says fuck all that.
Yeah. No. No. In fifth edition, the number system is very low and simplistic to give players an easier grasp of their characters. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. You can enjoy a system no matter what it is. It's just certain systems have certain flaws based on what they do. Fifth is
Yes.
very focused on trying to be a very easy system to get players in and to enjoy their characters. It has the I will say this now. Nobody at Wizards knows how to write a experience curve. As somebody who's looked into some of the earlier modules, but it's very much to set up to be a easy system. Unless you're doing a level one campaign and then just leave, just leave. If someone tells you to
Yeah.
play a fifth edition level one campaign, run.
Yep.
They want
Um,
to punish you.
yeah, and I'll admit that straight up. As a DM, I typically stay away from level one. Up until very recently, I don't think I've ever ran a game at level one,
Yeah.
and that had to be the hardest game I've ever run. Not because of complexity or the game being difficult, as case in point, I was using a module, but at level one, you are so godforsakenly gimped. in fifth
Yes,
edition. This is a
yes,
game. This is a game that typically level one you can start off with some decent abilities or at least a feat.
yeah.
Something to make you useful
In
until
in
fifth
fifth,
edition.
yeah, no, fifth edition has this bad habit of basically saying start third level or don't start at all. And one of my favorite examples of this, ironically enough, is a module you love, Curse of Strahd.
Yep. Strahd.
For
Oh
people who
God. You start
no, here's the
Strahd.
thing.
Oof.
Strahd has a here's the thing, and this is a totally recent thing they started doing with Curse of Strahd. There is a opening mini dungeon they force your characters through in Curse of Strahd called Death House.
Yep.
It's extremely boring. It is a boring fucking
It
thing.
is.
It's an
I wouldn't call it boring. It's if
it's
you're here for if you're playing Strahd for anything other than role playing, you're gonna be disappointed.
yeah, because there is barely any combat, and the combat you can get into in Death House is very heavily scaled against you if you're a level one character. It is very much a punishment for you to get into combat, which is a worrying sign if that's your focus on a level one character. If that's your view on a level one character.
Now, on the flip side of that, and this is something a lot of DMs do forget about, when it comes to Strahd, and this is something a lot of players I feel, to be honest, also forget about with it. Strahd is not intended to be a combat campaign. It is very much designed as a role playing experience. If you sit down to play and actually look at the module, it recycles about the same 10 creatures.
Yeah,
So, what you actually end up looking at more when you're looking at the module is the role play points, all the different plot lines and lines of play that you, the DM, can give to the players. And then on the flip side, that the players can throw some of the loops that players can throw at the DMs. One thing that a lot of new players I've learned recently have trouble grasping is the restrictiveness of modules, and we like I said, we gonna go. It's just you and me, so we gotta go weird on this tonight.
it's fine. Fine.
Um,
We can go weird. I'm fine with
yeah,
going weird.
with modules in any tabletop setting, if you've ever sat down and you've actually played a tabletop game, you'll understand what railroading is in a tabletop game.
Mhm.
It's
Oh
very
yeah,
different than what you experience in video games. When you're playing a video game and you start getting railroaded by the game, you don't feel like you're being railroaded 100% because you are still technically allowed to go and do other things. You just can't progress
yeah,
past the railroad.
yeah. While in tabletop games, it's a lot harder because you're usually given a lot more openness to it. Your character usually has more free will because you're not defined by script. And when if you hit that railroad in a tabletop, it's really hard to do anything else.
Exactly. And
But yet again, uh, again. I try not to make the dungeon feel. I'm trying not to make the dungeon feel really. Like you guys could leave anytime you want. I'm also giving you guys NPCs you can call down if you want to. Well, Nebly, I forgot to give you guys something with the Bagman, but we'll get back to that. But he's waiting for you in time for that one.
um but no, one of the things, and this is something important to understand. If you're new to D&D, start on a module.
Yes,
Don't
I can agree with.
don't play a campaign, don't play a homebrew. Start on a module. The reason why is, well, there's actually a couple of reasons for this, but the most important one I feel, in my opinion, is it introduces you to the core of tabletop gaming while making sure that you still have an objective that's in your face.
Hmm.
Um, Again, like I said, there's multiple reasons to do it as well. I mean, apart from the fact that modules definitely can help new players form strategy, give them a feel for each class, and really get a basic understanding of how all the classes work in general. Um, it gives good. You do get good stories out of modules. You do get good storytelling. Um, but when you're like I said before, and like Gravity mentioned, when you're doing when you're going through a module, it's railroading 100% of the
Yeah.
time. You don't. There is not really a way to do what you might want to do. So what you have to do in a module is you have to figure in my from my perspective, modules are really good for trying out ideas. As Gravity has already learned, I am not allowed to play Kinesis in the next Pathfinder campaign because I'll break the economy.
Uh,
Especially now that
yeah.
we understand just how broken I really am.
Yeah, no, that is very much a thing. Use a module. Modules are very much there to be learning lessons, to be help you learn and understand the game and how it can work and how everything can function. That is very much what they should be used for. The thing is, make sure you look over the modules that you're running to make sure that they can be at least fun. They're at least fun. I know plenty of people who have jumped into Curse of Strahd thinking it's gonna be like the Van Helsing movie, which bringing that up makes me violently ill, ill. And then they get into it and realize like, oh, that's not at all how it is. There's a lot of good RP moments, but yet again, there's not you're not constantly fighting werewolves and everything. Combat will not be the biggest focus.
Right.
I Also, I will say this now: make sure you check how experience is handled in the module, because how your characters are going to level up can also play a big part in how they feel in the initial campaign. A
Yeah.
great example I have found out is I wound up looking up into Minds of Fendelver because I've got some friends who want to learn how to play D&D, and I've heard like this is a great starting module. And then I looked into how XP is in it, and I'm like, oh, no, it is the word stingy means nothing to the current version. It might have been better in the old one, but dear God, do they not want the characters leveling up fast in that module?
No, they don't. Fandelver is intended to be done by low level characters. They don't. The whole point of Fandelver is to get the
Yeah, get the party started up at a good level, at
yeah.
a slow pace, but at a good level to learn their things. But I'm like, somehow it feels when I look and I'm like, wow, this feels really bad.
Oh,
Bad. Like they should be
I got
getting
a
a bit
better one
more.
for you. Okay, you ready for this
Oh, let
bullshit?
me hear this one. Let me
So,
hear it.
so for the Patreon, for our Patreon, we're currently running Shadow of the Dragon Queen for the D and D
Classic.
for the D&D campaign. The module is actually set up to be ran on Milestone.
Ah,
Yeah, who wants to talk about the fact that if I were running this on Milestone, they would not be starting the actual campaign of the module at level 3, they'd be starting at level 2.
yeah.
I said fuck
Ugh.
that, switched over to XP because there's good XP gain. Does this
Yeah.
mean that there's a chance that the players might level up quickly? Yeah. Does that bother me? I
No.
prefer new players to be able to see the classes they want to be playing at a higher level earlier, so they can understand what the class is fully capable of instead of being stuck at a low level getting fed up with a class because they're not getting to see what it can really do. You look at
And that
cleric and paladin; they're the best examples of
oh,
late
I'm
game
sorry.
bloom.
Oh,
But they're the best examples of late game
I know.
bloomers that D&D has. You don't get
I
more of a power jump than at the end game of a paladin or a cleric.
or cleric. You're
And
not wrong. They're
it's disgusting that the only two actual healers don't get good until late game. But hey,
yeah,
I see
yeah.
there's
We have
finally
a
a
we have a
dark
dark
heart
here.
here.
Yeah, here.
Welcome,
Yeah,
dark
dark.
heart.
What's up?
Ironic.
Madness, chaos.
Yes, fair.
Apparently
Us
we
talking
lost to
about D&D.
Chugs.
He's his status has changed from Discord. I've noticed that, so we might be seeing him shortly, or maybe not. Who knows?
Hey, it don't
But
matter to
yeah,
me. Welcome, dark heart. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the people?
My name is Darkheart. I am the co-DM of the main campaign. Everyone loves Kragan. I am the Lord of the Void Toy Box, which we hold all our additional modules, and I play as Valadar in Pathfinder.
and you have another character because I imagine we're definitely going to talk about even if Chugs doesn't show up, we are also probably going to talk about what happened in Cyberpunk. Because I feel we all have opinions on what happened in that campaign.
I know what you're talking about. If you're talking about someone who has now gone underground because of shenanigans, then I would not know who you're talking about.
Um,
Looks right.
if you're talking about,
All right.
I think you might be talking about that guy who's been accused of going cyber psycho. Just so you know, that guy hasn't been seen since that incident.
I'm just gonna get a mess. I'm glad my character's the only one who didn't get screwed by that.
I didn't
So
get
I'm like,
screwed by that. I don't even look like Sight anymore.
I was about to say like I'm imagining like Tej's character is gonna call me and be like, "Hey, I need. Can you do like uh cosmetic work on everybody's faces to help them hide?" I'm like,
No,
"Yeah,
I already had cyberware for that shit.
I get that."
But anyway,
So did I.
anyway, back to what we were talking about though.
Yeah, I heard a bit of it. Y'all talking about players starting off at a higher level than level 1 because y'all want them to actually play the game instead of waiting to play the game.
You
Yeah.
see, dark as the major adversary, no, not adversary, ally of D&D Fifth Edition on this channel.
Hey, I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't hate fifth edition. I hate certain things in fifth edition. I don't hate fifth edition.
No, but Dark's been championing it since Fifth Edition dropped.
Hey, anything that lets players play D&D on a streamlined format is that okay in my book?
Nope, players
As
should
long as
have to
it's not
learn math.
here's the thing. As long as it's not fourth edition.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't know what you're talking about. And if you ever say those words in that particular combination ever the fuck again, I promise you, I will find you. And I will use my very particular set of skills to make you suffer in ways that you didn't know you could suffer.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone play fourth at this point.
Look here!
Here's the thing, and I will say this now. There are people who played fourth edition. There are sadly also people whose first edition was fourth edition, which to those people I say I am completely and utterly sorry for you.
Okay, look. I'm actually okay. I'm gonna be for real for a minute. I have played fourth edition.
How do you like having your skills on cooldown for like a day?
That's actually not the worst part. Believe it or not, that it really isn't, because the way combat and everything works in fourth edition, it was actually kind of easier, and you weren't too worried about cooldowns and shit. Your cooldowns being an issue because you had other fucking options. Um, the worst part about fourth edition was actually the way that they constructed movement in fourth edition, because fourth edition has half a dozen fucking movement rules for no reason.
And
Combat has three different rule sets when it comes to movement that are all simultaneously active,
huh.
making it very difficult to know where you can actually move to. Um, Between that and yeah, I'd have to say the leveling process of fourth. Those would probably be the worst two things about it. The action economy being secondary to those issues.
Yeah, because isn't it in the leveling process of fourth that you don't really get a choice in anything? Like basically,
There's no
there's
choice, none.
yeah,
Like you when you so when you create your character in fourth, whatever you set at the beginning, unless you intend to cross class,
which
that's all
from
you're
I hear,
fucking getting.
yeah, and from what I hear about cross classing is that don't do it because your character basically just won't work.
Yeah, ain't worth it. Ain't worth it unless you want to watch your character break into immediately. Not fucking worth it, because skills don't interact right in fourth.
Yep,
Tried doing a warlock fighter. You know what the problem there was?
didn't work.
I lose concentration. I lose concentration the moment I move.
Oh,
I didn't get that far into fourth because of these issues.
Like I'm being dead serious. You have no idea the pain of casting fly on yourself just to be told, yeah, you can't actually move, even though you have that on. You've cast that. What do you mean?
what do you mean I can't fly?
Well, if you
I
move, you
can't
lose
fly.
concentration. The fuck?
Uh,
But
yeah.
I digress on that point. There's a reason that 4th edition is looked at the way it is. There's a reason why I don't really have any tolerance for it. It hurt. As a D&D player, it hurt.
It was a mistake, and the entire reason for that mistake was something that they were planning on doing, and then canceled that plan for. Because they had apparently a plan to make it super simplified to do all the things and try to run the system. Because legend has it, and people who worked on it says this, they had plans to make like the first ever VTT with fourth edition,
Yeah, 4th
and then
was
Wizards of the Coast
supposed to.
canceled it.
4th was 100% supposed to be Wizards birthing Roll20.
Mm-hmm. And then they dropped it and canceled it because they didn't see the money in it.
Yep, and that's where a lot of
Oh,
the
how
developers from that project went directly over to Roll20 and Foundry and helped create those systems.
A
yeah.
lot of them went over to Pathfinder, didn't they?
A lot of the
No,
a lot of the game developers from 4th edition and 3.5 went over to
3.5.
Pathfinder.
Okay.
Yep. And they made Pathfinder First Edition, which, as much as I love Pathfinder and Pathfinder First Edition, I will say this again: do not play First Edition unless you have a specific set of house rules to follow, because that is a big problem with First Edition. Because Paizo basically, and it's the reason why Second Edition got simplified. Paizo created like I think like 50 different like house rules and subsystems and a lot of things that could go into first edition addition, down to the fact that there was like I think it was 35 skills originally in the system that you could take, hundreds of different feats and races and stuff like that, and overcomplicated the system to say what was the most possible to play as. And it also overcomplicated the system for new
Where have
players.
you been?
Jesus.
No, I was making a joke. I was like, oh, hey, 3.5, where have you been?
Um,
Yep.
did I leave? Damn it! I left the wormhole to my chest open again. Dark,
Get back here, you.
Dark. If you'll just do me a favor and put that book back where you found it.
That was my fault this time. Knocked it loose. But yeah, and then they came up with second edition, and they've been trying to reorganize everything and get things back in. Like again, we're getting the mythic system back in October, which is something I'm not looking forward to as much as other people are.
Look, say what you will. There's only one thing that I'm grateful for at this time for Wizards of the Coast. And it's something that they should have done 15 fucking years ago.
Oh.
Why did it take this long to give me a goddamn canon gestalt system?
I don't know. Even Pathfinder doesn't really have a good one.
Thing
As
is,
much as I
that is one thing I will say about 3.5 was being able to do epic leveling is what really appealed to a lot of people with it, because then you could lock in a character for life.
Yeah, and run them a very long time. I'll admit that because yet again, as much as I love Pathfinder, it does. Level 20 characters can. There are things you can throw at a level 20 character that are still dangerous, but they will feel overpowered. And there isn't really much reason to go beyond 20.
You gonna feel
Sometimes.
stale.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of options and character things you can still do, and there's alternative things you can do to characters, but they still. But yet again, it's all about how you want to play. I'm going to say this again. If you want to have a crazy high level campaign, find a way to do it. That's fine. Some people stick to where they want to. I have to figure out things for level 20 characters later on anyway. I love when people
That's
ask
what
me to start playing.
it's actually kind of funny. The same thing happens in 5th edition. A lot of adventures don't go up to, I want to say, past level 12.
13.
Yeah.
13 is the max for most modules and stories made by Wizards of the Coast themselves. Down to the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 also does that.
Caps out at 15.
Yep.
Doesn't Prince of Apocalypse go higher, or is that the one?
15.
15.
Yep. Yep.
Because you're fighting angels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the little demon in me smiles
anyway.
at that. But yeah, no.
We have gotten so far off topic here.
Oh god, yeah, we have.
Aaron's gonna rein this show back in for a minute. But yeah, getting back to the original point, which was the past.
Right.
So, multiple things happened after they arrived at the College of Magic and finally made their deal with Dark Art. And basically, the entire party kind of started doing their own shit on the side and not talking to anybody. And, well, that kind of came back to haunt the whole party.
Why am I? Meanwhile, Matthew is just like, why am I getting screwed over? I'm following the plot. Seriously, I didn't like a lot of parts. I'm just following the plot, and things just happen to me because other people are doing shit. Favorite example is the fact that the bullying of Darkheart's kid led to me becoming broke for the first time, even though I had nothing to do with that.
Yes, you guys acting like a shitbags of thistle.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't. I got angry with him after that. I got angry with them when we ended up in the arena, because that's the point where it was like, oh, so this is where my money went after he left, and then I find out everyone bullied him. Like, eh.
It's always fun when characters do something like, oh, I didn't really expect you to do that. Gonna make a note of that.
Yep.
Like, it's one of
We had our
those.
fight in the arena.
One of my favorite moments in Baldur's Gate 3 is a line that every D&D, actually no, every tabletop player should take to heart. Oh, look, it's the consequences of your own actions.
Yep.
Yeah.
One thing that y'all's party for the longest kept on not understanding was the game. The way the game operates is the world reacts to the players. That's what a driver campaign is.
Yeah.
Y'all's party did a lot of shit and didn't really think about what the consequences were going to be. And when all the consequences started slamming down on everybody, you guys ended up in the mall in a pit fight with Sid.
The thing is, I planned for that. I planned for that consequence. It's just surprising my plan worked.
Half worked. Sid did not help with the spider durian.
That was a 50-50 in all honesty. Honestly, it was more.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That was a 50-50. Either he'd be interested in fighting or he wasn't. If he was in the maw, then we could do whatever. And again, my later parts of trying to get Matthew killed started kicking in. Not because I wanted to change my character. It's more of the fact of, hey, let me show you guys some fucking action consequences to your own actions here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
There's so many things. There's so many things y'all were able to do because y'all were dicking around, quote unquote.
Piddle dicking. Use my word.
Fiddle dicking around. But a lot of that stuff, y'all were only able to access because y'all were piddle dicking around.
Yeah.
There are benefits and consequences, but hey, what happens is what y'all choose. We just try to warn you in advance.
A lot.
Yes. And some of us don't exactly take those warnings. He's getting better, but
See, here's the thing. In all fairness, no one member of this party can truly point the finger at another member of this party, except for one member of this party. And that would be your boy, Kragen.
well, that's because Kragen was the actual Kragen was split into multiple parts that we were trying to reassemble. Well, partially trying to reassemble. I don't know what some other members were doing at times.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I could see it all. I know it all. And a lot of what I saw confused me.
Oh,
It made me angry. You have any idea the kind of work that goes into creating your own territory, that goes into creating your own space plane? Do you have any idea the amount of hard work and engineering that went into creating the dimensional scaffolding to maintain this plane? And then you guys you said fuck it.
Pretty much.
So trust me when I say all of you have had an effect on this plane in a way that y'all won't truly understand. until Act 3.
And we'll see and deal with those consequences and try to survive them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Keyword
Yep.
on try.
Keyword try.
Hashtag fail. Hashtag fail gang. Hashtag, oh god, what is that?
Hashtag,
Hashtag,
Uh,
it's slimy.
hashtag tentacles,
hashtag
question
versus.
mark?
Hashtag tentacles.
But anyway, no, in all fairness, everybody loves Kragan being the real pilot tabletop for this channel. We could realistically go on for days and days and days, but as was mentioned before, we do have 2 other tabletops going on this channel. And unfortunately, one of those doesn't matter this month because we unfortunately had to skip it.
Yes. Sadly, my game fell onto technically 2 events. That's because it fell on Sunday, which was Mystic's birthday, which means we couldn't stream it, and also Mother's Day, which is kind of a big day to some
Yep.
people. So we couldn't really stream it. So we did miss out more on exploring the dungeon and initially the craziness and madness that has happened with that party as I continue to plan Antreus' evil betrayal of godhood in general. Looks left, looks right.
Um,
But yeah. So
but fret not, dear viewers, for the month of June will be heavily saturated with Pathfinder due to some interesting scheduling snafus. Um, month of June we will have on June 2nd, as usual, Everybody Loves Kragan, the return, and this time you guys are taking on an ancient oraculum dragon. And then
God help me.
getting ready
In general.
for hold on. I have the paper here. Hold on. I hereby formally challenge the party herein referred to as the fuckbags to a battle of strength and wits before their departure to the next plane. Signed, yours truly, fuck you, Darkheart Sinostros.
Heh. That's both mine and Matthew's reaction. Heh.
Yes, June 2nd will be an interesting day. And then on June 9th and June 16th, because Chugs will not be here on the 16th, so he has requested that we push back Cyberpunk to the 23rd. So the 9th and the 16th, you guys are going to be getting a double dose in June of Pathfinder.
Yep.
This does come with an additional piece of information. This is not an assumed thing. This has been confirmed. The wandering bar block has been found.
Ah, he's finally back.
And intends to make his return on June 2nd.
All right. I'll be happy to have him back.
Then, as was stated just a few moments ago, on June 23rd, we will be back to Better Off Red, and we will be finding out the consequences of our own actions.
Our?
I didn't kill those guards, did I? Did I?
Press the button, and a whole bunch of people died. I think you linked to it.
I didn't say I
I don't
wasn't
know.
linked to it, but I didn't kill the 2 guards.
Everyone else thinks you did.
Nope. And then on June 30th, we will be back here again for the Game Master podcast, in which we'll, I guess, throw a whole bunch of shade at Chugs for missing this one.
Of course.
Okay, just making sure we were all on the same page here. But moving along, let's take a few moments here to talk about. Okay, look, people. We have some apologies for the Pathfinder side of things. Because we're playing a campaign in the middle of rule changes.
Yes, I should explain that.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, because initially I don't really talk about Pathfinder book sets here often at least on the podcast. Players Core 1 and 2, Players Core 2 is coming out very soon. In fact, next month. And that's going to change a lot of classes and races. More specifically, Antris is getting the biggest rework here because his race, heritage, and class are getting changed. Are getting reworks, I should say, not changed, reworks. So a lot of things are going to be swapping over and changing over time for characters. We're also reworking them to function a bit better because, again, I'm very if anybody wants to alter their character to better fit what they want to do, I get that. This is a new system to people. But there's also the rule change coming up and all of the mechanics that are being added and altered, which has been driving me up a wall because it's something I'm working on the side. I forgot 2 classes that were being altered for another project I'm working on for this play for people here.
Well, specifically, one of the big changes people will notice the very next session of Pathfinder, due to the rules changing, Sid has lost something.
Yes. We won't. I'm not going to spoil it because I want to. I'm wondering if we can RP around it to make sense. But yes, some changes are happening to Sid.
Also,
some changes are definitely happening.
All somebody needs to do is ask Sid to light a fire for him.
Yeah, basically. Andreas is also getting some changes, but this is more to make him better. Again, the thing is that all of our recent changes to Andreas might get thrown out the fucking window depending on what the hell happens with Player Core 2.
But Sid is now a crafting god.
Yes, Sid can fuck up any economy and any campaign as a kineticist. And for people who want to play Pathfinder or GM Pathfinder, I'm warning you now: do not allow kineticists. It will make your head explode. I love Paizo, but I'm gonna say it again. I don't know what they were thinking with kineticists.
Hold on. I want to make this clear to people real quick. Okay, hold on. So, for Kingsmaker, Gravity has already told, and me and Gravity have already had the discussion that he's not allowing kineticists because 100% right now Sid can break the economy of Darklight Chronicles completely. The economy is my bitch now. The nation of Sid is real.
Yeah.
But in order to get close to that same power level, I have to multi-class into 3 classes.
Basically. Yeah,
but
because...
on the side note, I can psionically attack the DM all the time.
And he does it a lot, people. A lot.
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, some reworks are going to be happening with some of the characters in the campaign. Some new stuff might actually be some new stuff. I am going to try to find a way to get in there to add them in, so players can have access to the new stuff while dealing with the old stuff. I'm going to try to get it in there at least, because I know one thing we've already talked about with trying to maybe find a way to get to Sid give to Sid. Sid and maybe access for other characters if they want to use them.
Sid simply
Who was-
want to be Sid.
But doesn't Sid want some bitching claws?
Sid does want bitching claws.
Wonder if Baladar wants some wings. Sorry, I keep thrusting that on the players.
Hey, I am not denying or turning anything down.
All right, so
Yeah.
I also want to point out that in Kingsmaker, I will be playing a Master Mimic because fuck gravity.
I'm looking at that archetype, and it's basically 3 feet, which disgusts the hell out of me.
Sir, I will be assimilating everything, and you can't even stop me.
No.
Yep.
No, I can. It's rare. I can. I really need to go over that with people at some point, the rarity system and how it works and how it's supposed to help GMs not lose their minds.
Tell that to Paizo who put Kineticist in common.
You're not wrong. You're really not. Technically, it's uncommon, which uncommon is basically just you and your GM can work around it, but it's allowed. Rare is GM says yes or no to.
Cobalt Avatar, bitches. Cobalt Avatar.
And then somebody learns to spell Avatar, and we have a lot of other problems on our hand. Actually, wait, what was it?
Anyways, Dark, you were saying something?
Yeah, because
I was asking someone explain it to me.
what do you mean? Oh, the rarity system?
Yeah.
Okay, so for people who don't know, Paizo has listed everything in the rulebooks that players can use under a number of rarities. There's common, uncommon, rare, and ultra rare. Rare. Common stuff is stuff that players can usually find super easily. Like if a player asks for like an elixir, if they can buy an elixir of life, which is just a simple health potion, it's a common item, so it's super easy to find. Uncommon is a bit more rare, but with some negotiation, a player can find it or use it. Rare is basically the GM having complete privileges to say yes or no to. There is no in between. There is no negotiation. If the GM says you can't use it, you can't use it. Use it because usually it's a lot more powerful. A great example is the automaton race. If you want to play as a robot, you have to get your GM's permission to do so. And if they say no, you better understand they have a reason not to. And I have plenty of reasons to not to for that race because they break survival rules. And ultra rare is you're not using this. You are not using this without the GM giving it to you for a specific reason because you will never naturally find this. It's AKA one of my favorite examples, the Ouroboros elixir from First Edition. This was a way to become immortal. You could not die of old age, disease, poison, anything. It broke the game in half and it was something you were not supposed to find, but they statted it out for certain modules.
Look, it's 5th edition monk at what, 7th level?
Yep.
Basically.
Look, I'm not saying immortality.
That's pretty busted.
I'm not saying immortality isn't useful, but I've had thousands of years to perfect the art of killing.
Yeah, again, this was basically just a story thing they created at some play, and sadly, because Paizo has a bad habit of doing this, somebody in the office said, "All right, how do we make this work?" As I glare at the person who keeps approving Kineticist, who proved Kineticist in the state it's in. Although, yet again, it's better than First Edition Kineticist, which is interesting.
Look, just call me the Avatar because I be bending all these elements.
Agreed.
But on to the chaos, the madness.
Hold on. Gravity, it could be worse. You could also have an Oracle in the same exact party.
Oh wait. And let's remember real quick.
Quite it
Didn't
got.
didn't Gravity himself put that character in our party? And then
Yes,
we got to keep him because
player stuff.
Sid claimed jingles for Nation of Sid.
Yes. Except here's the thing: it's Oracle isn't that broken as Cadet Assist. It's just it can be a really good support or caster if you need it. And in all honesty, I'm at least happy there are multiple support options in Pathfinder. Dual layers, heavily at other systems I've recently been playing.
Remember, guys, Paladin and Cleric don't become useful until in game.
You could always be a bard. Bard.
I wouldn't be knocking bards. Bards are gonna be monstrous in 5.5.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm not mocking bards. I'm just saying you could be a bard and be a jack of all trades and just forget to heal.
Oh no, Bard's getting their own monk subclass that makes monk look like a bitch.
Wait, what am I saying? I say that, and then I remember bards in fucking Pathfinder, and I'm like, oh right, Warrior Muse bard exists. I forgot about you, you violent little blender of a class.
Anyway,
Yes, because yes, we're getting off topic.
giving Aaron
Topic
bad
Is
again.
ideas.
basically what we do at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, no, it's a podcast.
So now's the point where we talk about. It's gonna be hard to talk about because the
We don't have the PM.
the GM for this game isn't actually here, so all we can tell you guys is our side as the players. But to give you all the brief summary from my perspective, I was knocked the fuck out. Figured out what was going on while I was still connected to the net. Got told to go fuck myself, but hey, I'll cover your ass while you escape. Said thanks, bro. Woke up, tried to get everybody to follow me because I got the security on my side, and people wanted to keep asking questions. And
Well, the problem, and then there's just me who had nothing to do with that.
yeah, and then because everyone wanted to keep asking questions, we ended up getting slowed down, ended up getting accosted, and had to adapt to the situation. Thank God Rook, has an internal agent and had some grenades on him because we had to improvise a plan. But we all got out of there in one piece, only to find out that the two guards that got ganked at the beginning by two members of this party totally were recording with their eyes, and nobody blew the hard drives up. So they got our faces. So the irony
They got
here
your
is,
faces.
yeah, shut up, Gravity. You weren't even there,
I was there, just not working with you guys.
bitch.
Ironically enough, I was just doing my normal day-to-day job that you
Oh!
ironically
Is
enough
that what it's
for.
called? You were just doing your job.
Yes. Unlike the rest of you, I get a normal paycheck from time to time. Well, except for Rook, but Rook's paycheck also depends on if he arrests somebody.
Rook ain't getting a paycheck for probably the next couple of months.
I'm just gonna have a different way of getting paid.
Again, I said it at one point. I'm just gonna get a call from K being like, "Look, I need you to start changing people's faces." Faces are gonna be like, "It's gonna be one of those nights."
But yeah, that is essentially what happened from Sight's perspective. Like he got the information everybody wanted, and is now holding it all holding it all hostage until people give him their money that they owe him.
No, squared up. That's what we were told. We got the information we need, and you were getting paid or whatever kind of payment plan.
That's not
We're
a
not
bit.
getting held hostage here.
Nope, nope. I need payment first. I've already been paid in full by one person.
Meanwhile, again, I'm safe. I love how people don't seem to realize that making deals in TTRPGs can screw them over immensely.
It's okay, because I know all about your. I know what you've been up to, Gravity.
Eh.
Oh, I know what you've been up to over
Oh.
there.
Oh.
Oh, I know.
Let's save that for the campaign. I'm sure some
like I
people in the
said, like I
find that
said,
interesting.
Side got info on all of y'all. He got you all by the short and curlies.
Really? Not for me.
Oh, you think I didn't get info on you?
Mm. There's a big ass reason why you having information on me means nothing.
I wouldn't be too sure.
Yeah, right. But yeah.
Hey, it's Chugs!
Greetings, gentlemen.
You late
Greetings.
motherfucker.
I am aware.
We're actually sitting here trying to talk Cyberpunk, and it's kind of hard to talk Cyberpunk without the Cyberpunk GM.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. A lot.
It's completely fine. Fine. I get it. Life throws you curveballs. There's people curveballs all the time.
Yes.
Chug's entire life is a curveball.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So as you guys can see, I am not home right now. But
yeah.
Well, if you'd like to introduce yourself to the stream.
Well, this is your brain on Chugs.
As he
And
steps.
I'm usually always the host of Cyberpunk. And so this past week, we've seen things go from bad to worse in city with our crew. Considering that you guys escaped the max tax situation only to have left a rogue AI in the city net, and now most of your crew have their faces plastered all over the local news.
We Gucci.
Again, I'm waiting for Kay to call me.
That's a term.
Look. We Gucci, y'all. Okay. We get like I already changed my face. I don't know who the site guy is that y'all are talking about.
Meanwhile, I'm waiting for the call from Kay to be like, either I need you to kill people or change some faces, either or.
Well, luckily, a good portion of your crew has tech hair and Kim skin, so changing your appearance is not the difficult part. Having the authorities know where you reside and is another problem entirely.
Yeah, apparently these bitches got my address. I gotta go pull some hard drives real quick before they find me.
Oh,
I don't want them finding out about
I
my.
literally left a meeting with my boss going, yeah, don't let nonsense happen again. And I just imagine her turning around, drinking some
seeing the news.
coffee, and seeing the news, not even doing a spit take, literally tossing the desk out the window.
Look. I'm just worried they're gonna find out about my Y'all don't tell nobody about this, but if they find out about my Little Pony Rule 34 collection on them hard drives, Sight's gonna be going to prison for a very long time.
No, we're keeping Rule 34 out of this game.
Jeez.
All right.
It's
I don't know if
already
people want to work on.
we've
Although-
already got one couple doing the equivalent of Cyberpunk OnlyFans.
Ah, right. I forgot about that with Fox.
Forgot.
How did we forget that one member of our party is a porn star?
Because so much other stuff has happened.
That's right. Oh, hey, no, that reminds me. Fuck, I lost it.
Hey, you can kind of drink it. I don't know. It's probably hot as shit.
I'm putting this back in there, and then I'll be in there. I will be driving in a moment,
That's fine.
but I mean, I'll still be on here unless I lose signal.
I get that.
But yeah, I mean, there's a couple of you guys that are still safe.
Waves
Those
hand.
who weren't involved with the incident.
I gotta cook.
Was not for the fact that going over color is a thing Rook can do. I would probably say, yeah, my dude leaves the city for a bit.
Hey, again, I'm willing to do cosmetic surgery on people for a price.
Well, like I said, those of you with Kim skin and tech hair do not need to change or like worry about cosmetic surgery.
Right. My eyes ain't even the same color anymore.
Oh yeah, you have cyber eyes. Yeah, those of you with cyber eyes can change your eye color.
It's tax.
But
Like I said, if it wasn't for the
how you guys navigate all this stuff the coming session.
Oh, it's gonna be such a challenge. Because that means I don't have access to my team or something.
Going this way to avoid a dead zone.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have the Home Depot cards on?
Just setting some groundwork. But yeah. Like, I may be safe, but again, I'm willing to help you guys because, dang, it could benefit me in the future. For those who can't hide, anyway.
Right. You, Flatter, are okay. Tay is okay.
For as much as that means.
The one who's like priority number one right now is Sight because he's the one accused of being a cyber psycho.
I gotta talk to you about that later because I did realize something. I think that kind of changes that up a little bit.
Oh?
Oh, don't worry about it. I gotta talk to Jokes about it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
like any secretive conversation we'll have off.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about the past. If only you people would have listened, we could have gotten out of there and went. Oh wait, wrong character. Hold on. I gotta put this guy.
That's not not Dio. Dio is.
I'm not dead,
Somewhere
damn
else.
it. Okay, now that I got him back in the box. If you motherfuckers would have just listened, we would have been okay. It would have all been
What?
OPKB.
You know what? I should have done the
OBK.
thing. I should have done the thing in Cyberpunk that I usually do when I'm about to go into a situation and just have left. I should have just said, "Nah, I'm not about to do this." But no.
Well, the funny thing is now that like in retrospect, now we can kind of discuss what originally was the plan or Sight's plan. Sight was literally just trying to get intel on the ziggurat and wait till the full team was available to go in. But the moment that phone calls started being made to other people talking about the ziggurat, that's when the AI decided to pipe up in the back of his head, telling him, put me in, coach. And he got a case of the fuck it.
Why the fuck?
Oh yeah, Kay's still pissed.
Oh, I bet the boss is pissed, but hey, at least I'm the most camouflaged sumbitch in this outfit.
I mean, Kay is just as capable of camouflage as you are, but she doesn't need it right now.
Exactly the point.
She's been cozy in her office watching you guys fuck everything up.
Everything.
Look, boss, I'm going to ground, alright?
Look, basically, anybody with any type of authority or like stay in any of y'all's lives is extremely pissed off right now. Kay's pissed. Rook's boss is Orca is pissed. I know Fox is not a DM, so he's not in this room right now, but Alexi is pissed off at him.
Oh, everybody in trouble. Everybody.
We also have to deal with the fact that we also have the vagrant going crazy.
And see, I had intended for the session that you guys entered the ziggurat, I had intended for that session to be kind of easy going. And then, like, you guys kicked it into hard mode. I was like, oh, let me give him a break for a little bit. Oh, I guess you guys don't want the break.
I wanted to go do shopping.
Yes.
I wanted to go buy stuff.
So did I! I wanted to go to fucking therapy!
Yeah, you're trying to get rid of a chem habit.
Exactly!
Doesn't look like that's happening right now.
Yeah, don't
Well,
remind me.
You're not going to therapy with that look or with that face. Or even if you do, how are you going to be honest with your therapist?
Right.
Look, hey therapist, I may or may not have gone cyber psycho, at least according to the police. What I actually did was let some dangerous rogue AI into the hub of telecommunication and all information gathering applied to the rest of the nation. Who's gonna do fuck anything? Can you help me with my drug addict? My drug.
Hold on a moment. I want to make something very clear. All I did was uphold my end of the deal. That deal didn't concern any of y'all. Therefore, I had no reason to explain that deal to any of y'all.
Yes, but the consequences of that deal are initially affecting other players now. So we still don't know what that AI is going to do.
On the player level, but not the character level, but on the player level, you are now aware after last session that at least a couple of your members are spilling dirt on each other.
Oh yeah. I know everybody's dirty little secrets. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, so it can be said here. Chugs, I know you know, but if he attempts to learn anything from me, he's not going to get what actually is going on, correct?
There are things in your backstory that he's not going to have access to from the ziggurat, correct? But there are things that he will have access to,
Okay,
like
that's
things
all I
that
need
would
to
have
know.
been things that would have been communicated via like ordinary communication, yes. But just like splatters, extracurricular activities are now known to Sight and the boss.
What extracurricular activities? What's left, what's right? The audience doesn't need to know about that yet.
Hey,
No,
I got
the
a
audience,
question.
the audience doesn't.
I got a question, Gravity. How much would you charge me for some health care?
Yeah, it depends on what it is. And
He's
if
not
you
a
really want to
therapist.
try. Yeah, no, I'm a doctor, I'm a body doctor, not a mind doctor.
I don't know. I might need some replacement parts.
Oh, you're talking about cyberware? Yes, he is qualified to do that.
Yeah, no, I can do that. I might be able to get you a discount. I only handle surgery. My office handles everything else.
But depending on the cyberware, you're going to have to source that on your own and bring it to him.
I mean,
I can only get
I'm talking something like some organic parts.
Oh. I
Oh. Okay.
Hey, why don't you shut the hell up?
What the hell does that mean?
We're gonna cut it there for the sake of like the audience. We don't want to get too many spoilers.
Nope. That's just Sight letting Splatter know he owns his ass.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. At this point, I don't think anybody's ass is owned more than Exarca because of the whole situation with his dog.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the vagrant. Yeah,
Kay is happy as a clam.
The boss definitely owns the vagrant's ass.
Yeah, the boss is happy as a clam because A, she saved a dog, and B, in the process of saving a dog, now somebody basically owes her his soul.
I think the first thing I'm going to ask him to do is take a bath.
Hey, boss.
That's funny.
Can you also have him I don't know, shave?
No. It helps him blend in. I don't know how, but it does.
Okay, fine.
And I've become quite partial to his face beauty.
How about his clothes? Can we light his clothes on fire?
He reminds me of a ginger beaver.
Rook's gonna put you all in jail, doo-dah, doo-dah. Just gonna get you all in jail just to get off, just to get back into his own life.
Rook's about to like turncoat on everybody to save his own ass. Just like all of you in jail now.
Come on, jail time. Come on, jail time. Oh, you're talking about the video?
But yeah, no, we had
none of that.
Go ahead, Dark.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a couple, and I can get away with saying I'm undercover finding, but a lot of that other stuff, I'm not on camera for that.
God, you're bringing me all around.
So
yeah, I made sure of that.
Y'all are all on camera together as a group, walking up to Ziggurat right at the point of the attack.
Right.
But I will give it. Fox and Jackie had their faces covered.
Well, Jackie always has his face covered.
Yeah, Jackie has the bandana usually when he's on the job, so his identity is okay. Fox had the Kitsune mask. If he wears that mask, it's out in public. It's a dead giveaway. But
so we can definitely all agree. The next couple of months for every one of these games is looking interesting as shit.
Very much so.
And now I'm going to turn things over to Dark for a minute as the soon-to-be main DM of Everybody Loves Kragen as we move into Act 2, Dark. What havoc have the twins wreaked on Ravnica?
Well, what could two dimension hopping beings do to a plane that has so many politics going on? Assassination here, body double there, false information here, actual information there. It's all kinds of fun. Now, I obviously won't give y'all too many specifics, but it's gonna be a fun little let's call it a game of Clue. Yeah,
The
I think
game of Clue.
it's a good game of Clue.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, unlike Dark, I'm not afraid of cosmic horror and terrifying the shit out of y'all. So I'll go ahead and rip the band-aid off. The next plane after Ravnica will be another plane from Magic the Gathering. One of my favorites.
Oh no.
You love it. It's here to scare the shit out of you.
It's Phyrexia.
Why does that sound familiar? Why do I know that?
And to give the appropriate level of fear here, it's Phyrexia. It's technically Mirrodin during the Phyrexian plague.
I'm kidding.
That's right. You guys are going to be landing right in the middle of Scars and New Phyrexia.
I'm getting the weirdest case of deja vu, but I don't know why, and it's making me nervous.
What, Dart?
I don't usually get deja vu. Oh. One more time.
One more time for me, Dark?
Dark? Dark?
Oh no, did we lose Dark?
Hey, can y'all
I
hear
think we
me?
might have.
Hey, there you go.
Ah, there
Dark.
we go.
Don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Hmm.
What did you say though, Dark?
Um, I was telling Gravity. I was like, does that sound familiar? It should.
It does, but for some reason the parts of my brain aren't connecting, which isn't that unusual because I'm kind of crazy lately.
Lately.
Oh, you've only seen a surface level chugs.
Oh, I know. I just know that you're all Matthew, or like as less so as Matthew, but more when he was Richard. Very, very prone to just pull out the rapier. That's the solution to everything. Pull out the rapier.
Yep.
That may have been because let's just put it, he was in a stat happy mood. Matthew has very much calmed down from that point onward.
Well, I mean,
Kind
Matthew
of.
doesn't have nickname problems either.
That's very true too.
So I feel like it's safe to say that all four of us have quite a bit planned for the next few months here.
Oh yes. Speaking of which, I do have to make a slight announcement on my end. I have spoken with Aaron about this. Next Cyberpunk session will have to be pushed back by 1 week, as I will be up in the mountains of Tennessee during our usual time.
Yep, already talked about that. And talked about the fact that everyone's getting a nice healthy double dose of Pathfinder next month. More Sid, yes. Sid reigns supreme, yes.
After one rework. Because at some point in June, you're sadly getting another one, buddy.
Sid not going to be sad. Sid going to be happy. Sid not as nerfed. Yes.
Well, that depends what the hell they do. I have not seen what they're planning to do with kobolds. I know there are ideas, and it worries me. Paizo apparently now loves their kobolds and goblins.
They should. Goblin Empire, rise up.
Well, gentlemen, I hate to dip in and out like this, but my phone is at 3%, and I'm about to have to go feed these children.
Yeah,
Me get you, man.
it's all good. This is about the end of the podcast anyway.
Eh,
This is a short one this this month. Primarily
not really.
yeah, not really.
That's about average time. Like, I imagine you guys were on for a while before I popped in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But tune in next month at the end of the month, guys, for more of the GM podcast where we'll be discussing whatever shenanigans and bullshittery we get up to all next month, as players and as GMs.
Yep. Prepare for gravity to break down at one point or another during this month. Probably during one of the Pathfinder sessions, because my personal projects. But yeah, next month is gonna be interesting.
Oh, it's definitely going to be interesting, Chooms.
I had so much to do. I was waiting for the literal like 2 days that we've just been nonstop blowing stuff up. I'm like, okay, I can go do the side thing. I can go do my job. I can go get paid. No.
Now,
No,
simply the only one who got to do
no,
his regular job would be Splatter. Oh, no, Kay
yeah,
went and
no,
did her regular job, too.
yeah, no. I just got to be a med tech for a little bit. I'm also sitting on a crap ton of money I haven't spent.
Oh, before you go, Chugs, because I know you're probably at like 2%. I want to make it
Correct.
clear. Yeah. You said that we had already gotten the information from site and that we were squaring the money away later. Is that correct?
Well, I wanted you guys to square the money away with Alex on that one, or Aaron on that one.
Yeah, but do we have our information?
I still need everybody that hasn't already sent me what information they were looking for to send that to me, so that way I can parse through everything and give out the appropriate information that would have been received from the ziggurat. Because I have all the information on all of you, but I need to know specifically what you're looking for, so that way I know what to give you.
Okay, thank you.
Because you're not getting a full, like, nobody's getting a full dossier with like all the bits in it. You're getting the information you asked for.
And with that,
Sure.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron.
I'm gravity.
This is your brain on chugs.
This is Dark Art.
This has been the GM podcast. Thanks for joining this chaotic night of Game Master Talk. We'll see you guys all on the next one. Have a good one.